Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing blood tests, trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clearer picture into the overall health of their athletes.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now, here's Walker. Left side, Tatum. Brown outside. It's rebounded by Brunson. And Doris, those blood tests you were talking about, always subject to player permission. They want to honor player privacy.
I think you have to, Kevin, and most of the Mavs have embraced it. These tests have the ability to measure almost 50 biomarkers. As an athlete, you're always trying to stay in peak form. As an organization, you're always trying to manage appropriately their workloads.
Moves on moves. Great, that's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
Shooting two.
And the first one at the line is good. Doris, early on, every team trying to establish a winning attitude. And now you find out if that can carry through the rigors of an entire regular season.
No doubt, Kevin. I think if you can establish some winning early, that can go a long way toward building momentum, building confidence, especially if you have a young team or if you're a veteran team who has aspirations to be champions. So much at stake early.
Good point.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Doncic passes to Curry. Here's Brunson. Offensive rebound. Powell trying to free himself up. Porzingis can't hit.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
The kick out to Walker. Now the pass to Tatum. Celtics passing it around. 6 on the shot clock. And that one hits back iron.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
I love it whenever Seth Curry decides to go inside. This guy has the potential to be a dangerous scorer from that area.
Here's Walker following the score by Dallas. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Tatum. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
I think Brown demonstrating he's got a great understanding of the game. He keeps his head moving, his eyes open so he can spot the open man.
Now here's Brunson. Doncic outside. Pass to Curry. Outside, Porzingis. Traps in the tray. Porzingis has got 5.
Love the confidence. Porzingis doesn't just have the green light, guys. They're designing these plays to get him that look.
And it's Walker penetrating over Porzingis. Porzingis with the block. And they get it back. Here's Hayward. He can't get it to go. Now Dallas takes it the other way. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
What a college career for Jalen Brunson. 2 championships and a Wooden Award. This is one of the most decorated players in college basketball history.
No good on the free throw. And Brunson, the College Player of the Year back in 2018, but fell to the second round. Doris, when you look at that time, why did he fall?
I think it had everything to do with the fact that he's not an elite athlete by NBA standards. But we know unequivocally Jalen Brunson is a winner. His father played a decade in the NBA. This young man has been around the game since his formative years, and you can see it in his game.
Good on the second free throw. And the Celtics rebounding well this summer. From the loss of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, Kemba Walker possibly a better fit for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
Now here's Brunson, following the miss by Kemba Walker. Curry with it. And it's blocked. Fires from 18. Hayward can't hit. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Boston. Here's Porzingis. He's coming off a 28-point game against New York.
And it felt like he was literally everywhere on the defensive end. Multiple rejections, stifling all game long.
Now here's Porzingis. He can't hit that time. Outside, Walker wants to get it to Tatum and does. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Wow, how about the long arms and the timing of Jason Tatum on the alley-oop? Nice.
Doncic dishes to Curry. Outside, Porzingis. Pass to Doncic. And it's blocked. And now running up the court, Hayward's pushing it up. And Hayward with the stuff.
Gordon Hayward has an exceptional ability to get out on the break. This guy's a terrific athlete who the defense has trouble staying in front of.
Now here's Brunson. Passes it to Doncic. No good that time. Hayward with some nice D. So for Dallas, their last game, a loss to New York. Porzingis with the block.
This guy showing great potential as a rim protector. Porzingis a threat to block shots anywhere, anytime.
The Celtics with the lead. Outside, Walker. That one goes in.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
They're so close in that one, but that's of no solace to the players. They played their hearts out.
You know what, Greg? Sometimes you play a great game and lose. What you hope happens, though, is it toughens them up a bit mentally, and they figure out how to close it out next time.
Look at Kemba Walker. Some numbers on him. Coming off a terrific season. 10th in scoring. And he also finished in the top 20 of the assist rankings, making plays for others and making his teammates better.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Curry on the wing. He's covered by Brown. Just 5 on the clock. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
What I love is the confidence that Seth Curry plays with, and it has him attacking the defense. A little bit too physical there defensively. Well, you consider the Dallas Mavericks last season missing the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. That ties their 2nd longest playoff drought in franchise history. You've got to believe this is a group that's highly motivated.
The free throw drops for Curry. And the Mavericks, a proud franchise. Doris looking to get back into the playoffs this season.
No doubt, Kevin. They have reloaded with young star talent. Kristaps Porzingis, already an all-star. Luka Doncic, the rookie of the year. I think this is a group ready to make some noise.
And both free throws good for Curry.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Seth Curry has found his footing in this league. He gains more and more confidence every year.
Smart kicks to Tatum. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
So it's the Mavericks now, after the basket by Boston. 6 to shoot. Doncic knocks down the step-back J.
We know this. Doncic is an aggressive, thirsty scorer. If you allow airspace, even in the mid-range, he's going to make you pay.
Now here's Tatum. 23 points for him the last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. That one good for 2.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Here's Doncic, trailing by 4. Porzingis passes to Doncic. Here's Kleba. No points in the game yet for him. Outside, Porzingis. Over Tatum. And Boston with the rebound. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
One thing we know, Greg, great teams in the NBA get production off the bench, and that was critical that night.
Here's Doncic. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Floats one, and Doncic lays it in.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode.
Now here's Walker. He's got 6. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
You got to shadow Walker. His mid-range game is on point.
Mavericks trail by 6. Doncic outside. And there's the pass to Porzingis. Out to Doncic. This one for 3. Gordon Hayward comes up with the rebound.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Well, one of the bigger names in free agency this past summer was Kemba Walker. A lot of teams, Greg, looking at him.
And rightfully so, Kevin. But Kemba, a point guard who is in his prime. He's an impact player who can hit big shots and is one of the more underrated stars in our league.
Let's shot.
And Doris, you played point guard. What do you like to see from that position?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Showtime Lakers, which was my first team that I adored when I was a kid watching the NBA. And the reality is this, Kevin, I love to see teams play in transition, get out in the open floor. What's better than watching Steph Curry cross half court with a full head of steam and the defender knowing, oh, good God, anything could happen here. He might pull a three, he might finish in spectacular fashion off the run, or he might find a teammate for a momentum-building three. Like, get in transition and run, baby.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
Edwards, he's checked in for Walker. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. Fifth on the list, the Celtics.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Here's Kleba. His last outing, he had 8 points. Hardaway kicks to Kleba. Right, looking around. Out to Hardaway. Pass to Kleba. Just 4 to shoot. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring, and Tim Hardaway says, you know what, my teammate's open, I'm going to get him the ball.
Now here's Edwards. Pass to Tatum. From past the arc. That one doesn't go. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Jackson passes to Hardaway. And there it is for him. Now just a 4-point Celtic lead.
You can see the kind of confidence Hardaway has in his shot. This guy is so fluid in the catch-and-shoot situations.
Pass to Williams. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Edwards against Wright. Back to Hardaway. Here's the 3. And Tatum pulls it down.
Terrific closeout there to challenge the 3.
It may be the hardest thing to do in basketball. Close under control, and he's more than up to the task.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
1:53 left in the first quarter. Hardaway against Tatum. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Wright finds Jackson. Jacks up a 3. And it's Wright missing. Boston leading by 8. Here's Tatum. Good. Tatum's got 12.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
The pass to Kleba. Smart against Hardaway. He dishes it to Jackson. Launches it. Kleba with the bucket. Kleba's got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for the Mavs.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter's feel, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Edwards. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Now Tatum. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Guys, this guy is a natural-born scorer. Jason Tatum finding his groove.
Right against Edwards. And right, here we go. Williams with the block.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Tatum, that's for 2. Tatum with another miss. And so it's Wright bringing up the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. 9-point game. Now here is Hardaway. Pulls up. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in.
If you're going to play for this team, you've got to be willing to mix it up on the defensive end. And Jason Tatum gets in the space of the shooter. That's nice.
And so it's Boston, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Right back after this break. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for the NBA.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA always, and he always had pictures of Michael and then Kobe and Shaq, and then we both started watching a lot of NBA highlights. And then later on, 13, 14, Kobe and Powell, I used to watch those guys play a lot.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Mavericks, we've got Hardaway. Also, DeLon Wright is out there. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 4 spot.
And when you think about Brad Stevens, he has one thing he cites quite often. The quote is, "Toughness is being able to physically and emotionally perform your task through any condition." And boy, when you think about his teams, they have embodied that for most of his tenure.
Williams. And no good, trying to use the glass. Mavericks trail by 9. Hardaway passes to Wright. For 3. Hardaway, no good. And Doris, the Celtics seem like they lost a bit of that resiliency and some of that composure last season. How do you think they get that back?
I think, Kevin, it has to begin with their leaders. Those are the players you expect to set the tone with toughness and togetherness.
And let's check out the stats for Smart, how he did last season. Last season, put up about 9 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Not his best production, and I expect him to break through and get back on track soon.
I think he's been pressing a little bit too much, Greg. He just needs to relax and let the game come to him.
And he makes the first.
Well, you think the ownership style of the Mavericks, something the league had to adjust to. Very active, very outspoken. Sometimes I think that rubbed people the wrong way. But now you get the sense it's almost the new normal.
Brown, he's checked in for the Celtics. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Edwards. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Celtics leading by 7. Pass to Williams. He kicks it to Brown. But they'll get another chance. Out left to the wing. Clock at 6. Here's Wanamaker. Kleba with the rebound. And the Mavericks, we know, have been trendsetters, investing in development and in technology.
Kevin, they have always been on the cutting edge of data collection and then using that data to give them a competitive advantage. When you're in a business, it's always about what's next? How can I be better?
Now here's Hardaway. 14 points from him the last game against New York.
Well, they are daring him to miss, and he obliges.
Pass to Ojale. Back to Wanamaker. Outside Williams. Kicks to Brown. The feed to Williams. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Doris, when you watch the game now, bigs playing on the perimeter, who can really defend and hold their own outside the lane you've seen?
Well, you think about a guy at the rim like Clint Capella, who is a great shot-blocking force. But in today's NBA, he's got to be able to guard the pick and roll, make the necessary switch. And because Capella has got great feet and because he can move laterally so quickly, he might be 6'10", 6'11", but he can get out and switch in the pick and roll. It is a thing of beauty to watch.
And the city of Boston, 12 championships since 2000, 6 in football, 4 in baseball, and 1 apiece in hockey and basketball.
Greg, you'd have to say Boston has become the sports capital of the country. The fans are knowledgeable, they're passionate, and they are justifiably proud.
And in their history, the Dallas Mavericks have never moved up in the draft, and they needed to do so this summer to keep their pick.
Well, you think about it, Greg, they went into it with a little over a 26% chance to move up into the top 4. That did not happen. The Hawks collecting that 10th pick from the Luka Doncic trade.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, if you were going to lose Kyrie Irving, why not replace him with Kemba Walker? The Celtics brought Walker in from Charlotte last offseason, and it looks like he's going to pay off big time in Boston. The Celtics didn't exactly do what they wanted the last couple of years, but with Walker and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and a hopefully healthy Gordon Hayward, the Celtics aren't exactly going to be in the lottery anytime soon either.
Well, you're right on that, D.A. They're still stocked, and we love Walker. He'll mix well with this team. Thank you. Here's what Boston's going with right now. Daniel Tice is checked in for Williams, and it's Kemba Walker in for Williams. Then for the Mavericks, Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Luka Doncic comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Seth Curry in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Brown, no good on the free throw.
How exciting is Jaylen Brown as a basketball player? This guy is a skilled forward who loves showing off that ability to dunk the basketball.
Brunson the pass to Doncic. Over Brown. It'll go. The Boston lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Doncic.
Listen, you give a good shooter that kind of look, and it's going to go in.
And here's Tice. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And that one, good. Walker's got the lead up to 11 now for the Celtics.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Brown against Doncic. Fires, high post. Misses off the left iron.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Walker dishes to Brown. Back to Walker. The Celtics need to get a shot off. And Wanamaker gets it to go. Wanamaker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. They trail by 14. Doncic kicks to Powell. Doncic feeling it out. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And you look at Luka Doncic, 6'7", about 220 doors. Is he a point guard? A point forward? I mean, where's he fit?
Well, I think in today's modern NBA, where we talk about positionless basketball, he's the perfect fit regardless of where you put it. He can defend wings, he can defend forwards, and offensively, you want him to be in command of the basketball.
And that one misses.
And as Dirk Nowitzki walks off into the sunset, the Mavericks seem to have found their next European superstar in Luka Doncic. The number 3 pick in last year's draft had a rookie season for the ages.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Celtics. And he sinks the second. And Doncic, the EuroLeague MVP, led Real Madrid to a title. EuroLeague Finals MVP, all at the tender age of 19.
Incredibly accomplished. Despite that, slipped a little bit in the draft into the waiting arms of the Mavs, who moved up 2 spots to get him.
Here's Doncic after the basket by Boston. Passes to Brunson. No good on the 3.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Walker against Porzingis. Left side Walker. Back to Hayward. Offline with his 3.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. And he's good on the second. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Celtics leading by 14. Walker with it. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte. Outside for Curry. Hits it from three-point range. Curry's got 7 points.
Well, you cannot let Seth Curry have room to shoot on the perimeter. You are asking for trouble.
Tice finds Hayward. There's the pass to Walker. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. 16 points for Kemba Walker.
Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
Pass to Powell. Hayward against Porzingis. Here's Brunson. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so Brown will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Wanamaker misses. Outside Curry. Pass to Brunson. From deep. Rebound, Gordon Hayward. Hayward's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now, here's Doncic. 38 points for him last game against New York.
The other thing I thought was big, guys, was the incredible night he had on the glass. No one wanted any part of him down there.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
And, you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
And he knocks down the first one.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Tatum comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Smart subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Dallas. That one misses.
Well, Luka Doncic, from the moment he stepped between the lines in the NBA, has flashed incredible potential and skill.
Shot's good by Walker.
Boy, he's been unconscious this quarter. I love the confidence he's playing with.
And the Mavericks call time here. Well, guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
Rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
Check out the stats for Jason Tatum. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it, to me, is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
Now, here's Doncic. 8 points for him. Passes it to Curry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You two players. Jump ball.
And the Mavericks with possession here. Porzingis passes to Curry. Hayward against Doncic. 5 on the clock. And Hayward with the block.
Well, this is where Gordon Hayward has turned himself into a dependable two-way player. How good is he at using his length to turn away these shots?
Mavericks trail by 17. Here's Doncic. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Doncic has got 10.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Hayward outside. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Look at Curry, 3rd in the NBA. He's someone that if you leave him alone, he's going to knock it down.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Now here's Porzingis. He's got 5. Here's Doncic. No good. Hayward with some nice D. Here's Tatum. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. He's got 16.
We know we're talking about a skilled scorer in these open floor situations. Jason Tatum knows where to be.
Right inside. Working on Walker. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright. Edwards, he's checked in for Boston. Dallas also making some changes. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. And it's Jackson in for Seth Curry. Here's Smart. 17-point lead, their biggest. Here is Edwards. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. He can't get that one. Outside Jackson. And Doncic. Here we go. And it goes down 2 points.
Boy, no fear from Luka Doncic. When he's near the hoop, he will challenge anyone.
Edwards passes to Tice. He kicks to Hayward. Over Jackson. From 13 feet, it goes down. And And the Celtics lead by 17.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
That is the competitiveness he brings to the table. Every night you're going to get great effort from him.
Now, here's Doncic. He's got 12. And Hayward with the block. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. A different look for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Porzingis. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Luka Doncic. Hardaway kicks to Jackson. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Tatum. They get it back. Kleba. And the pass to Hardaway. Outside Jackson. Dallas moving it around. In the corner, right with it. Got a piece of it. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. It's rebounded by Dallas.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Pass to Finney-Smith. Kicks it to Wright. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Boy, they can't cut into this lead with him going stone cold and only so much time to turn it around.
Mavericks trail by 17. Wright outside. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
The Mavericks have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
Williams, he's checked in for Boston. Williams comes in for Gordon Hayward. Free throw drops for Wright. 24 seconds left now here in the second. Now here's Tatum. Defense is right there. Five to shoot. To the left side wing. Launches a 3. Kemba Walker firing on all cylinders for Boston. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you're in a good position here at the break. What do you tell your team to make sure they don't let up?
Well, I don't think it's about letting up or playing better. Or it's just playing the right way. We just have to play good basketball. And we talked about it before the game. That's our goal going into the game. That doesn't change no matter what the score is. So that'll be the discussion at halftime.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. I guess Shaq's not here today. If your name is Kenny the Jet Smith, raise your hand, please. And I'm Kevin Harlan. We saw Kemba Walker lighting it up in the first half. He had 20 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly. And so far, he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
They looked like they were playing an easy game of pitch and catch out there. The playmakers and finishers were in sync on every level. The assist disparity, now that was big. Now that's the reason why it's a blowout right now, and they played well.
And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
Well, they struggled in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Brown and Hayward, they're the wings. Daniel Tice out there with Tatum, and it's Walker in at the point guard position. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half. Lets the three fly. He doesn't hit that one. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Up next for him, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, there is a lot of optimism in Dallas for the tandem of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis said, "We clicked right away. We're both European players, similar roots, both speak Spanish. That'll translate on the court. We can be something special." Kevin, look out for them to compliment and criticize one another in a different tongue.
If they play to their potential, they could be scary. Thanks, David. Now, here's Doncic. After Gordon Hayward's miss, Hayward with some nice D. A live body off the bench. Dwight Powell gives you productive minutes.
He does, Kevin, and that's most reflected in the plus-minus when you look at his stats. This is a guy who hasn't averaged a ton of minutes, but he scores and he defends at a high level when he's given those minutes.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Now here's Hayward. Back to Walker. Stolen by Brunson. And he bangs it home with one hand.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his groove.
Boston, no good that time either.
Not a terrific start here in the second half. 4 attempts, nothing to show for it.
It's blocked. Brown feeling out a bit. Pass to Walker to the middle. Here's Tice. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 4 assists in the game. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Now here's Curry. 7 points in the game.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Connects from three-point range.
Okay, Gordon Hayward, we know you're an all-star level talent as a scorer. Now you're just showing off with that pass.
Doncic against Hayward, and it's a defensive 3-second violation.
You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
And so he hits the technical free throw. You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room and the hair looking sharp to match.
Now here's Brunson. Shot clock at 6. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Kemba Walker picks one up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
The Mavericks have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And he makes both free throws. Boston leading by 12. Brown the pass to Tice. To the wing right side. For 3, Hayward. It's rebounded by Dallas. Doncic has got his 4th rebound in this one.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic, and a pretty pass right there.
Now, here's Walker. He's got 20. Passes it to Tice. He kicks it to Walker. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Tatum passes to Brown. Shoots it. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Mavericks trail by 10. Pop pass to Porzingis. And stolen by Tatum. Here's Brown. Busted. No good that time either.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it, because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
Now here's Brunson. 8 points for him. And the lead is down inside single digits. Brunson's got 8 points in the quarter.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
There's Walker with the 3. Powell pulls it in.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Brunson scanning the floor. Here's Doncic. It's rebounded by Tice. Tice has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Porzingis with the block. Outside Curry. Down low. And stolen by Hayward. Here's Tatum. And just miss after miss right now. Mavericks trail by 8. Porzingis passes to Powell. Doncic dishes to Curry. Poked away. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Brown's got the ball. Tries again. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Well, you have to respect the way Jaylen Brown boxes out, uses his athletic frame to establish solid position on the glass.
And you look at Jaylen Brown, the 3rd pick back in 2016. Doris, tantalizing strength and athleticism.
Well, the absolute definition of a perfect basketball body. Excellent first step. For him, it's all about aggressiveness, bringing those tools to bear in terms of your basketball skill.
That free throw good from Brown. And for Jaylen Brown, part of the challenge last season, especially with the return of Gordon Hayward, was meeting the high expectations, Greg, in a reduced role.
Competition for minutes, and then early on, he struggled. We all see the potential, but it's really about seizing the moment every time you're on the court.
Good work there as it goes. 14 points for Luka Doncic.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
Well, think back to before he moves on to the Dallas Mavericks. While Tim Hardaway Jr. was with the Knicks, he was carrying such a burden offensively because Porzingis was still recovering.
Boston making a switch here. Williams is checked in.
Looking now at the numbers for Wright. Last season's performance for him averaged about 8 points a game last season. 3 assists and 3 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's. Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the 3. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot. Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
Here's Walker after Luka Doncic's bucket. Walker in the post, and easy 2 points on the layup. Walker's got 22 points.
Just 1 for 5 this quarter. You know he wants to help his team, but not sure if shooting is the way to do it.
And Wright kicks to Doncic. Back to Wright. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists in the game. And so Wanamaker will bring it up for Boston. 17 points was their biggest margin. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on Luka Doncic.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
Well, you love that he wants to wear out the defense. What a catalyst for his team. Incredible.
The Celtics making a switch here. Smart's checked in. Then for the Mavericks, Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Porzingis. And it's Jackson in for Luka Doncic. Mavericks trail by 10. Wright, the pass to Hardaway. That shot off. Good work defensively by Smart. His first shot coming late. That's good on the jump shot. Ojelay's got his first 2 points.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
Jackson kicks to Kleba. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Hardaway finds Wright. 6 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. Rebound by Williams. Celtics leading by 12. Outside, Smart. Outside, Williams. Releases. And Smart the bucket on the assist by Williams. Smart's got his second bucket of the game to go.
This, to me, is the jumper of Marcus Smart continuing to get better, right? He's got outstanding form, perfect release. He's put the time in, Kevin.
Now here's Wright. He's got 5. Will it go? Rebound, Boston. Williams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Smart. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Smart's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Here's Hardaway. Williams with the block, and they're able to recover. Williams against Hardaway. Good D by Williams.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor. And the Celtics, Brad Stevens, one of the youngest head coaches in the league, and also one of the more respected.
And Greg, I was surprised that he didn't get any Coach of the Year votes 2 seasons ago. Think about it. The Celtics overcame injury to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Last season, he admitted his most trying in the 12 years as a coach. Boy, he is looking to get them back on track.
And Hardaway gets it to go.
Boy, this guy just finds ways to score. Tim Hardaway Jr. able to finish with contact.
Smart passes to Williams. Back to Smart. It's deflected. Smart against Hardaway. Outside Jackson. Here's Finney-Smith. He's guarded by Williams. On the wing, Hardaway. Williams with the block.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all.
And now here's the upcoming schedule for the Dallas Mavericks. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. Then on Monday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
And the first one drops. Edwards, he's checked in for Brad Wanamaker. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Hardaway with a wide open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
There's a minute left to play in the third. Here's Williams. Count the basket. And the Celtics lead by 18.
Showing that aggressive nature. Williams competes hard, doesn't back down, and he'll let his opponent know he's not afraid of the contact.
Now here's Jackson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Hardaway. Ogilvy grabs the rebound.
This guy has not been a factor at all in this quarter, and it has hurt the team.
Here's Smart. Kleba with the rebound. Kleba's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Now Jackson. Shot on the wing. A rebound by the Celtics. Williams has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Now the pass to Edwards. Three-pointer. And the three ball is good.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Celtics out in front, running away with this one. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. On the floor for Dallas, Hardaway is out there with Wright. And there's Jackson, and it's Finney-Smith in a power forward position. And Edwards with the stuff.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball, following the bucket by the Celtics. Kleba kicks to Jackson. Outside Hardaway. From outside, off the mark.
Solid rebound there, and with a score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
So it's Boston now after the Mavericks pick up three. Edwards passes to Tatum. Outside, Smart. Teams, if they can keep the rights to their best player, we see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it. Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Right outside. Back to Hardaway. Over Williams. Hardaway, no good.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Tatum against Hardaway. Back to Smart. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Dallas calls timeout.
What I love about Marcus Smart is every single trip up the floor, this guy is going to be in your grill, and it cannot be a pleasant experience to have this man guarding you.
New group in for the Celtics. Daniel Tice is checked in for Robert Williams. Gordon Hayward comes in for Williams. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Smart. And Walker subbed in for Edwards. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Luka Doncic comes in for Jackson. Curry's checked in for Hardaway. And it's Jalen Brunson in for DeLon Wright. And that defensive pressure of Smart will wear you down, Doors, over the course of a game.
Kevin, it takes its toll because his combination of athleticism, strength, and motor makes him an absolute monster on the defensive end.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Doncic dishes to Curry. Doncic outside. From the stripe. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Walker finds Brown. Bruce, you and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter. To get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you're going to have two goals. Instead of one championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too. Put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Here's Walker. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Here's Brunson. Out to Doncic. Another three for Dallas.
Boy, the quick trigger of Luka Doncic makes him especially dangerous in catch and shoot. Good luck, defender.
Walker the pass to Tice. Tatum deciding where to go with it. To the paint. And there's Brown. That's good on the assist by Tatum. Tatum's got 3 assists now in this one.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Now here's Brunson. The tray. Another three for Dallas.
Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for Boston. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. The three. Nailed from three-point land. Walker's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, after netting one in the first half, that's the second deep ball to go down for this guy.
Now here's Brunson, guarded by Walker. Here's Kleba. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Celtics leading by 19 points. Walker the pass to Tice, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Now, here's Doncic. Count it.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
One shot.
That free throw good from Doncic.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
The Celtics have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. Walker's shot is off.
And you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Now here's Brunson. Pass to Kleba for the three. The rebound by the Celtics. Walker's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Walker's got 7 now in this quarter.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Brunson the pass to Kleba. Now here's Brunson. Tight defense on him. Again the miss by the Mavericks. Celtics leading by 20. Right side to Walker. Over Brunson. Walker's shot is off. Dallas has gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Doncic kicks to Brunson. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. Walker's shot is off. Mavericks trail by 17. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his group.
Now, here's Tice. Lets it go with a three. It's rebounded by Doncic.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
Well, they're not behind because of this guy. He is putting on a tremendous run.
Celtics leading by 13. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And momentum going the other way. Can they find some answers?
I think here you have just got to get back to what you do best and then live with the results.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kemba Walker.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
And at last, he gets a little redemption. You know, it's been several games since he's been at his best. He's really been having a tough time. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens had to say to his team. He loves the aggressiveness on D. He said, we're doing a great job of challenging everything they're trying to do. Stay active, talk to each other, don't let up. Kevin?
Now here's Hayward. Now here's Walker. Stolen away. Now here's Brunson. Guarded by Tatum. Doncic outside. And Boston with the rebound. Earlier they held a 23-point lead. Walker surveying the floor. Tatum passes to Walker. Shoots over Brunson. Boston, no good that time either.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Doncic.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Walker. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And you always know what you're going to get from Walker from the line. He's been a solid, consistent free throw shooter his entire career.
First free throw is good.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. Has worked on that shot and two-set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
Both good from the line that time. And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
Boy, nice shot. He didn't need the fadeaway to create separation, though. He was wide open.
Celtics leading by 11. On the wing, Brown. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
And here is Doncic to the right side. Outside for Curry. No good off the back of the rim.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Walker's shot is off.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Brunson. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Brunson's got 13 points now in the quarter. Now here's Walker. Not a lot of room. Outside Tatum. Pass to Hayward. 6 to shoot. From the arc. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Doesn't go for him. Now Boston takes it the other way. Tatum kicks to Walker. Back to Tatum. Nice ball movement by Boston. Brown outside. Boston again missing. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. 9-point game. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the call. Foul on Boston.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2. Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that brings them within 8. So Boston going with almost an entire new group. Williams, he's checked in for Tatum. Green comes in for Gordon Hayward. Langford's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Edwards in for Kemba Walker. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleba. Powell comes in for Porzingis. Lee's checked in for Curry. And Barea subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
Listen, it's only 1 miss, but it hurts all the same as they try to cut into this lead.
Green dishes to Williams. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth. Knocks down the 3 ball.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Good on the 3-point shot.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
So we see Boston get the win here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay